When am I going to have a heart attack? When am I going to cough? I don't know, man. I had a series of interviews about 3 weeks ago at this really, really upscale Japanese place in Midtown. And I was almost for certain that I was going to get this gig. I mean, come on. They made me talk to 6 separate managers on 2 different occasions. But I remember on my first day's set of interviews, I don't know what happens with me sometimes. Maybe it's attributed to like a low blood pressure or something, but my hands will just get so fucking cold for no reason. And I'm totally cool. Not worried, not anxious. Managers come into the room one by one. We talk. Everything's cordial. It's friendly. It's a good vibe. But if you touch my hand, you'd think that I was a fucking corpse. Every time that I extended my hand out to shake somebody's hand, I just felt like, oh, what are they going to think? Oh, will they think that I'm weird because I have cold hands? Or wonder why I have cold hands? Like, I don't know. They probably thought I was anemic or something. And I had to call myself out. I was like, really, man? Like, is someone really not going to give me a job just because I have cold hands? You know, it really did make me think about the way that we define our existence and our lives as being this sort of safe bubble that we're enclosed in, that nothing can ever penetrate or hurt. And so I guess these, physical short circuits are kind of are our body's way of telling us, hey man, I'm the one who's running the show here, not you. Don't get too comfortable. All right, kid? Internally or externally, doesn't matter. As for me, I think I'm going to go and eat some ice cream. He played for like 3 fucking hours.
Say, that must have been a 4-hour show.
Yeah.
I feel like we should be... are we on right now?
I just literally just hit record. Yeah. Literally just hit record. But yeah, I try to, decorate the place with things that resonate with me.
I'm Your Man, into Hallelujah. I cover that.
Yeah.
And to Take This Waltz, I would have just been like a sobbing mess.
Weeping baby.
Those 3 songs in a row.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
The guy's up in his, late 70s.
Yeah,
and he's
I've never seen him. I wanted to go to that show.
Man, yeah.
That was what, 2008?
2008, yeah.
Can't believe I know that.
Actually, no, he played at 2008. You're right, when he first came back.
Mm-hmm.
But this particular show was 2012. So last time he was in New York.
Okay,
it was
no,
actually a few years ago.
I didn't even know about that one.
Okay.
I remember trying to go to the 2008 show.
It's all good, man.
Yeah.
But how'd you get into music?
Jesus Christ, that's a loaded question.
I know, isn't it? I remember it from
myself. Most people have like a story of like, having a guitar and dancing in front of the mirror or wanting to play at Madison Square Garden. I had none of that.
Yeah.
I was an art kid.
Uh-huh.
I always went to art school, and before I even knew how to like sign my name, I was drawing He-Man and
drawing. Right on.
And then
I used to watch He-Man too. Right. Good show, man.
Yeah. Yes. Silverhawks. I'm a total 80s kid. So, but I went to art college for all the wrong reasons. And it seemed like the world was trying to tell me that I was making the wrong choice. I mean, there were freak things of nature happening. There were mudslides, like things that would supposedly
geographically speaking or emotionally speaking?
Yes, geographically speaking. I'm talking like insane omens.
Omens, okay.
Yeah, like a 40-minute car ride would turn into an 8-hour car ride because there'd be mudslides and all kinds of random things.
In New York City?
Going up to Purchase, actually.
Purchase, okay.
Yeah,
What's
SUNY
up
Purchase.
With Purchase?
It's an art college.
Okay, gotcha. That's where you go to school.
Yes, it was very well known for its film program and its dance program and its music conservatory, but I applied for visual art, and as soon as I got there, I hated it. And
what was it like when you told your parents that hey guys, I'm gonna go into art school?
Well, they were pushing me in that direction because, like I said, from the time I was a little kid, I was always drawing. So
you got encouragement.
Yes, a lot. Like
sure.
They put me in a specialized junior high school. They put me in. I went to art and design high school. I almost transferred to LaGuardia. I was taking extra courses at Cooper Union. So, I mean, my whole life was geared towards that.
Sure, sure.
But I didn't want to do commercial art. And then when I got to Purchase and I was outside of New York, and after I had, like, you know, this training at Cooper Union, one of the best art schools in the world,
Sure.
it felt like a step backwards. And all these kids, you know, had just, like, climbed out of bed. No offense. I don't know where you're from.
I get
but all
that.
these kids had just, like, climbed out of bed from Ohio or wherever.
I
And they
get
were
that.
like, yay, and all excited. And I'm
right,
like,
right.
I've been doing this for 10 years. I felt like it was
Sure.
such a step behind. So I tried to make the best of it. I know I sound like a bitter prick, but it's true. I tried
know
to
what?
make the best of it.
I totally get that. When I graduated from high school, my kind of big dream for myself was to become a music producer. You know, to record music because that was the aspect of music, and still to this day is the aspect of music that interests me the most, because the fact that, you know, the producer has the ability to take a shitty ass song and
Or an
with the-
untalented artist.
or an untalented artist, right? Given the right mix or the right
Seasoning.
employment of effects,
Yes.
it can just make a mediocre song sound like, like Disney World. You know what I mean?
I do.
Yeah.
I feel like that relates to your salt and pepper shirt, too.
You think so? How so?
Well, my friends, a lot of friends use the saying of songs, the analogy of salt.
Okay.
As a seasoning.
That's-
as
yeah,
flavor.
some-
When you
Right.
don't quite know what's missing, you
just
needs
put in
more
some
salt.
rosemary over
Right.
time, you know?
Needs some more
Oregano.
seasoning. And we kind of know that means go in the studio
Right.
and tinker,
That is working, right?
tinker with the plugins.
Yeah. It's a feel. It's a feel.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
And the thing is, everybody has different taste buds. You know what I mean?
course, yeah.
You know, something that's spicy
But
to you.
everyone can tell when something is bland.
That's
universal.
I do agree with. That's
Yes,
true. That is very
see?
true.
It's a good analogy.
I like that. I do like
I
that.
was saying, it relates
Yeah.
to your business card.
Salt
and,
and pepper.
Sure.
The logo.
Love it.
But I get that because the thing that deterred me
Yeah.
from finally going to college for music production was because I so greatly despised the crowd that was going into that territory. It was like kids who did not know the single thing about music,
Right.
going into music
For all the wrong reasons.
thinking that, oh, gee golly, you know, I'm going to be the next fucking
Money bitches.
manager of the Rolling Stones, or I'm going to go produce the next Kanye West beat. It's like,
Right.
you know, their heads just like in a completely another realm. And I just
I-
felt, I don't want to be around these clowns.
I didn't go there, but I spent a lot of time at IAR, the Institute of Audio Research, and I found it to be exactly that, a bunch of clowns.
Bunch of clowns.
I hate
And
to say that. People are going to hate this.
hey,
Yeah.
dude, I'm being honest, man.
No, but it was, they were bringing like Hennessy to class. It was totally like you said,
Yeah.
this Kanye West clown.
But the thing is, like, it also, if I had known what I know now when I was 18, fuck college. I wouldn't have gone to college. I would have just taken out maybe a $4,000 to $5,000, you know, bank loan and invest that money
In gear.
in gear.
Yeah, that's...
You know?
I never actually thought about that. If I had
You know?
known... If I had... I know, I hear, I'm agreeing, but I never
But when you're young,
thought-
you don't think that way. We don't
Yeah,
have
yeah.
parents sometimes that kind of give us those, you know,
Yeah.
bright ideas that we need because, you know, they at least
Yeah.
my folks, they come from the sort of generation where it's like you have to go to college.
Oh, okay.
You know?
My parents didn't go to college.
They didn't go to college. Okay, so it was different for
They
you. then.
were delusional. They thought I was going to become like a famous artist. They thought my paintings were going to make them money.
Oh my god! Well, that's a good morale booster. growing
But
up.
honestly, I did start off well. Like even when I was a kid, I had
Mm-hmm.
paintings at like the Brooklyn Museum, and I had won like contests and had shit all over the city and the MTA.
right.
So
right.
it was looking that way. You know what I mean?
Sure. Well, what made you abandon that?
Well, I did want to tell you that's the story about how I went from art to music, but now that you were talking about your experience, I have to ask, where
Yeah.
are you from and where
Originally from? I'm from
Yeah.
Turkey. I'm Turkish.
Turkish. And were you here for college?
No, well, not in New York, in Minnesota, middle of nowhere.
And that
Midwest.
was for what, engineering?
Uh,
Was it for music study?
no. I actually ended up going to just college for just general education because I thought, for me, I was always very self-defeating in that, you know, I wanted to do music for as long as I could remember, but I would say to myself, you know, it's a pipe dream, you know, it'll never be a reality. Like,
Yeah.
maybe in another lifetime. Given that both my parents are doctors, they wanted me to kind of, you know, follow that.
Yeah,
sort of-
yeah. We have total opposite
Yeah.
backgrounds.
So what, dude? You know, it's
no,
like,
it's cool.
yeah,
it's
yeah.
cool. It's cool.
What'd your folks do?
The salt and pepper. My mom was actually working at the World Trade Center, so she was in the financial industry. What the fuck do you even call that?
Well, she wasn't in the building, I hope.
No.
Okay.
This was before I was around. This was in the 70s.
Okay, gotcha.
And then my dad came along, and
good guy.
Yeah, great guy. They're both great.
Great.
And they had me.
Okay.
And,
do you have siblings?
Yeah, I have a younger brother who's handicapped. He's autistic.
How old?
He's 3 years younger than me, so he is 31 now.
Gotcha.
So he lives with them in Florida.
Okay.
They're still together. And, after having me, my mom quit and just became a housewife. And then having a special needs child, I mean, he was very, very special needs.
Sure.
It was very difficult and tumultuous, and he was abusive, my brother. Like my parents have like scars on their arms.
Right. He would throw him like tantrums and stuff like that.
Clawed. Yeah.
Is he better now?
Well, he's medicated now.
Medicated now. Right. That's tough, man.
It was tough. Yeah. It was a weird, but I didn't know it to be abnormal because it was normal to me. So I look back
life.
and I still had a happy childhood. My parents were good parents. My dad drove the subways for 25 years. He drove the F train.
F train?
Yeah.
Didn't you take the F train today?
I took the F train today. Yeah.
Right on.
I think he tried. He experimented with the B and the W. There used to be a W train, and
wasn't his crowd.
And the M train. He hated the M train because it's so short. So
that's funny.
Because they pay you for like an 8-hour day, but then you make 2 round trips, and your round trips start and end at a certain time. So you'll basically have like 3 or 4 hours to kill in the middle of the day, and you're on the clock.
And you're not on clock.
You are on the clock.
Okay. So you do get paid. That's good.
But he didn't like having that free time.
Right.
He's like, how many games of pool can you play in the rec room?
Yeah.
or knowing my dad, maybe he got into trouble. I don't know. Maybe he was doing drugs.
I don't know. He's a mischievous dude.
My dad tells me these things now that blow my mind. Like, he told me when I was 4 years old that I like came out of my bedroom and I used to be like, what's that noise? Because I always wanted to watch the Tonight Show with Johnny Carson, and they would never let me stay up that late. My dad said it used to be like a razor on a mirror, him cutting cocaine, and that I was a little kid and I would just run out of the room and go, what's that noise? And they'd be like, nothing, go back to bed.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, he just told me this like
you're just like,
I don't remember 3 or 4 years ago. And I was like, you were doing coke after you had kids? Like, really? That's fucking crazy.
Right. It just goes to show you, man, when you're a kid, you look up to these people called parents, like as though they can move mountains,
Right.
And then you realize
just as flawed.
no, they're still, doing the nose candy,
Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of the same way, I guess, with for instance, with my mom when she came to visit me about a month ago, she started telling me these stories that like I never ever would have expected to hear out of her. You know what I mean? And
like what?
She was just telling me, I don't know how we got into the conversation, but she was telling me about the relationship that she got into with the with the person she was dating after my father, after they separated.
Okay.
And like I was a little kid around that time period, so I wasn't really aware of what was happening in her personal life regarding that regarding like relationships and whatnot. So just to be able to hear her just like as a candid human being just talk about very personal things to me that I wouldn't normally like talk to my mom about. It's like, I guess this person has a life outside of just raising me. Okay.
Yeah.
So it's interesting, man. You think you'll ever be a parent?
Yeah, I do actually. I wanted to be very much so. A few years ago, more than a few years ago, but it didn't work out.
Girl?
No, guy.
Guy. Okay.
Yeah. It's a bad breakup.
I see. Well, those can always be heartbreaking.
Yeah, it was a rough. I don't even want to say a couple of years. It was probably 3 or 4 years of me getting back to normal after that.
I see.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think I had one of those that that kind of, shook me up so bad.
Girl,
but in a good way. In a good way, because during the going through of that heartbreak, it was just like I didn't even want to be alive anymore. I was just like I fucking just detested myself, loathed myself. Sorry, the phone keeps ringing. Next time it happens, I'm gonna get up and turn it off.
It's totally cool. I don't know.
But now in sort of retrospect, when I think back, I'm so fucking thankful that that heartbreak happened then and not later because better person for it now.
What does not kill us makes us stronger.
It's so fucking cliche, and you know what? I was trying to say that phrase to myself while I was going through the thing. I'm like, fuck it, like this is bullshit, but. Yeah. Maybe not stronger, but I feel more aware. Well, what doesn't kill us because it makes us more aware.
Right, you wouldn't have fallen into the same traps.
Yeah.
Like, but that's the thing that's kind of beautiful and bittersweet about it is all of this attraction, all the things that got you there in the first place. If it came along now, you would just pass it right over. And you wouldn't even be open to that experience.
It's interesting.
That's why I think people get old and bitter and they start to worry, are they open enough to accept love again?
Yeah.
Because you have to really be vulnerable.
Totally. Did you have that transition where you went from closing to being open?
I still feel like I'm trying to open myself more because I've been single for a while now. It's depressing.
This city is weird, man. Sometimes, like, you get into a funk where it's just like nothing, and then all of a sudden it's like.
Do you think it's the city?
I think it's especially the city because
I know nothing else, so that's why I'm asking.
Right. Because there are so many people, I think everybody in the back of their minds is always thinking, even if you have a great significant other, the next
thing is right there.
It's right around the corner, which I think it's like such a fucked up mentality.
That's true, though.
Such a fucked up mentality.
People probably pass over what wouldn't be passed over elsewhere, right?
Right.
Because there's so many people.
If you were in a small town in the Midwest and you found somebody that was acceptable, for your standards. Dude, slap a ring on it.
What standards?
Yeah, nothing. Yeah, living like a savage, eh?
Yeah, but if I can get back to it was pretty much like the question that we started off with.
Which was?
About how did I get into music? I would like to still get back there if that's cool.
Yeah, it's an open conversation. I mean, it's in the moment.
Because to me, it's a very important part of my life. It means a lot to me. Like I said, it involves omens and things. And there was like one guy I didn't like in high school, and it turned out he was moving in. Not only did I not know he was going to this college, but he was like living right next door to me. It was like just a lot of bad stuff. And when I finally tried to give it my all and pour myself into the work, which I think in this case was like a sculpture class with found objects, we like broke into an amusement park, and we went to a firehouse and stole like a manhole cover. We did like a lot of fucked up shit for this project. Man.
Sure.
But in the process, I broke my ankle. And I didn't realize I broke my ankle. I thought it was just like a sprain. And when I woke up in the morning, it was so swollen and I couldn't get out of bed. And the EMTs had to come in my dorm room and take me out on a stretcher. And then like the boy that I liked was like taunting me and had a Polaroid camera. Was like literally taking pictures of me.
How come, man?
While...
Oh, man.
Because because it was probably a scene. I probably would have done the same thing, but you know what I mean? It's when you're already in such a scenario as I was, where I was fragile, didn't like it there.
Yeah.
I wasn't yet as open as I am now, so I don't think he even knew I liked him.
Right.
And it was just one bad thing after another. I had a hamster. The hamster died.
What was his name?
Hammy
the
hamster. The hamster died. I had a computer. I had a website. I'd stay up all night coding. My roommate was homophobic. And this was before you could really pick your roommate. So I wound up being stuck with a homophobic roommate.
Did he know that you were gay?
Yeah. But the first day he was talking about that, and I was like, "You can't talk like that." We like clashed immediately.
Sure.
And but he was from the mountains, so he was like
from the mountains.
He really was.
From
he literally
Virginia.
would tell people they didn't have a microwave that. I'm sure it was a joke, but this is what he would tell people, that they would put food out on the mountain and wait for lightning to strike it.
Oh my God.
He was trying to say that they were this close to being like Amish.
Right.
So he was like this really tall, aloof Jewish guy.
Sure.
And very and he was very
close-minded.
and yeah, he was.
He was very homophobic.
Yes, and we avoided each other. We tried to. So I got into this depressive rut. Now, with a broken foot.
Right.
Too.
That can be really a make it or break it deal. Having bad roommates can really fuck things up.
And missing all these classes, having to withdraw from all these classes, and now I know I have to next semester take them all over again. I didn't like them in the first place because I couldn't even make it to like the visual arts building because the campus was so big, and I'm on crutches. So I would stay up all night, like I said, coding, and then my computer completely had a meltdown. No computer
crash.
So it's like
computer
one
crashed,
thing after another.
Bad roommate.
Yeah.
Hamster's dead.
Yeah.
You're away from your parents.
I have a funny story about the hamster, if you don't mind me just interjecting there. the dead hamster's in a fish tank, right? With the wood chips, the cedar
with the wood
chips.
chips, right?
I had gotten close to one girl, very sweet girl named Andrea, and she had.
Do you go both ways, guys and girls?
Actually, I did hook up with her.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's weird that you even had that insight.
Versatile.
Yeah, and she had just come home from dinner, so I met her in the parking lot with the hamster, and she was like, "You can't be walking around like this." And I'm like crying, and she took a blanket and put a blanket over it, and now we're both walking, and she's like, she saw how frazzled I was. She saw told her friend to go back, and she's like, she came out with me, and we were going out into the wilderness, the wilderness, to bury the hamster. And as soon as we like got in a secluded area, like one of the rent-a-cops, like the security, like literally this guy was nuts. He had a reputation. Jumped out from behind a bush with a flashlight and shined it like in our eyes. Saw me crying. It was just straight up adamant that we were tripping on acid or LSD or something, because we were just two kids with a fish tank with a blanket, and I'm crying. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
So to him, he thought we were like tripping, and he wanted to like take us in and write us
No
up. Yes.
way.
So now on top of that, now we have to prove our innocence and prove that there's a dead hamster. It was like, dude,
that's a mess, man.
I'm telling you, that's what I say, that there was like omens and the world seemed against me. I don't normally have that. I'm a pretty optimistic person, but for this period in my life, for these, maybe
this is God's way of, I think, testing your patience to see, just prodding you and like seeing how much you can take.
Well, no, but this is what I'm saying. It took me to this other path. So now that I can't do the website, I can't just stay in the room. I can't go to classes. I called my mom. I was like, I think I need to come back home. I'm stuck. I can't. And my mom was like, nope, absolutely not. So I was just like shut down. So what I did
Why didn't she want you to come, or why didn't she let you?
I think she thought that I was giving up too soon. And I think I hadn't communicated the way I just communicated to you all this stuff. I don't think I had been that open and close with my parents. So I don't think they were aware of how much stress I was under.
It's a common thing that I find, to be prevalent in this country. Mentality that, as soon as you turn 18, you're fucking on your own, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Get out of the house. If you're going to stay, you're going to have to pay, help contribute to the rent. It's a very American thing.
Yeah, my parents made it very clear that when they moved to Florida, I'm not welcome to ever come back there.
I mean, look, for me personally speaking, that's kind of extreme. But on the flip side of the coin, the Turkish mentality is that, and I see this with my friends, that their parents will gladly let them stay. And most of my friends are 27, 28, and some of them are still living with their fucking parents.
My best friend is 40, and she still lives with her mom.
So it's like, there's a moderation, sort of, somewhere we need to meet somewhere in between, man. Compromise.
Yeah, but, like I said, I had a tumultuous childhood and upbringing, too. So, I'm sure that has a lot to do with it in my case. But, so what I wound up doing back in, this was 1999 or 2000, Purchase College, right? I found out that the dining hall was open at night. They would leave one of the doors open. And the dining hall was this huge building that would go down into the sub-basements, but it was also a structure outside. So it had like a atrium, good acoustics. So I had acoustic guitar, had my crutches. I would hobble over, and I didn't know how to play a chord. I didn't even know how to play a bar chord. But I had all these books of poetry, and I was doing a lot of poems in high school. And that was really what took me to this course of music, was I was just trying to find something that was repetitive, like a trance,
You've never even played a power chord in your life.
I didn't know how to. And I was 19. I mean,
And you're doing this in public.
No, I was doing it in the dining hall. Like I was saying at night. It was almost like breaking in. It was almost like breaking in. You know what I mean? I just found one exit, one fire exit or whatever that they would leave open. So I'd be all alone in this huge building with beautiful acoustics, and I'd sit down, open my book of
guitar would
poetry.
just echo probably.
It was beautiful. And I started with these songs, and a couple of the songs we wound up taking those and making them real songs, like where it was just one note. We would add dynamics, add a verse, add a chorus, whatever. Sure. And we put a couple of those on the first JSE record. So the first album with my band, was almost had a little part of like an homage to that. This it was a very like humble beginning, and when I finally couldn't take it anymore, and I did go back home.
Right. Well, what was the breaking point for you?
I think it was the damn hamster.
The fucking
That whole
hammy,
the
man.
security guard shining the flashlight. Like,
Did you end up going to jail?
No,
that night?
but I
No,
called
they
up
let
my
you go.
mother, and I was like hysterical. I had never. I'm the type of person where I don't like people to see me cry,
Mm-hmm.
and I had called up
Who
my
does?
mother. I guess, yeah. And I called up my mom just like hysterical, and I was just letting all this out.
Yeah.
And she was like, okay. She was not happy about it. And then as soon as I got back home, I randomly met someone who wanted to start a band on America Online because of...
AOL?
Yes, because of Billy Corgan.
How?
He had searched for Smashing Pumpkins, and I had Billy Corgan in my AOL profile. He doesn't even like the Smashing Pumpkins, but he was desperate to start a band in his in his neighborhood.
His neighborhood, right.
Which was, at the time, this was Bensonhurst.
Okay.
So I think he was in like Bath Beach or Diker Heights. I don't know.
So you got
exactly.
discovered.
Basically,
Yeah.
it's hard to explain. It was just more like, let's meet and talk.
Yeah.
And I had just come from a party with a friend, and
That was kind of a beautiful time in the
You think?
in the age of the internet, I think, where this whole AOL thing was still kind of so primitive.
You know what? It was, because that's how I met the guy that I fell in love with and almost had kids with.
No kidding.
Yeah.
I had a really good friend over on Instant Messenger that I would talk like all throughout high school, and she even like flew out to Minneapolis a couple times to hang out, and we had such a good friendship. But then we'd been so close for so long. But she was actually the one that made me that painting, that Midnight Cowboy one.
You know what's funny?
What's up?
I didn't know that was a painting. When I just came here, I glanced at it. I thought it was a
Poster?
Yeah, I thought it was
Yeah.
a enlarged still.
No, well, it's
Yeah.
she did a.
That's
pretty good
beautiful.
job. But unfortunately, we're not really on talking terms. And the funny thing is, it's weird. I was actually just thinking about her last night for whatever reason, and if there's one friendship that I would really like to re-amend, it'd be that, because have you ever lost a friendship that you wish that you could sort of repair and fix?
Yeah. Oddly, the girl that I mentioned,
Yeah.
I actually reached out to her yesterday and said,
Oh, really? No kidding.
she's
See,
in Bushwick,
okay.
and I just said to her, hey, would you be interested in maybe meeting up? No pressure.
When was the last time you saw her?
Maybe like 3 years ago.
Okay, see, that's it. Yeah, I saw her.
And
maybe 3-4
she
years
didn't.
ago.
She didn't respond.
Ah,
You
know what?
to
Right.
the heart.
No, I get it. I get it.
But yeah,
Sometimes you get,
people drift away. It
It
happens.
You get nostalgic though. Sometimes. I mean, I'm.
Well, I mean, you have a
by nature-
fucking painting here.
Oh,
Of course, you're gonna think about her.
That may be true, right? But it's gotten to the point where I've seen it so many times that when I look at it, I don't even like associate it with her. It's just
Yeah?
like, oh, it's that Midnight Cow. Unless somebody asks like about, like who made that, then like, oh, that's right, the person who no longer speaks to me is the one.
That's such a
Great.
beautiful painting.
Yeah, it's my favorite movie. So she
John
said-
Voight, right?
John Voight, and
His-
Dustin Hoffman. Yep,
His
precisely.
hair looks so real.
Yeah.
I can't. I went to art school, and I can't do that.
Yeah. See, now I'm getting more mesmerized looking at it.
Yeah, it's amazing. It really is.
It's nice, man. What would you say is the most precious gift that anyone's given to you? I mean, that's kind of a broad question. And
Holy shit.
Yeah.
I don't have a stock answer. I don't know if I've ever been asked this before.
I don't think I would have one either if you asked me.
No, you know what? I can.
Tell
The first thing that popped into my head was I was really broke a couple months ago, and someone put up a GoFundMe to try to raise money for me so I wouldn't have to sell one of my guitars. And it was
Right
someone I
on.
had never met. So to me, I was just
Oh,
like, that's the
great.
sweetest thing anyone's ever done in my life. But in the same line of thinking, people have given me many guitars as gifts.
That's great.
Like at one point I had about 18 guitars. So I mean,
Shit, people walk in to my apartment
Yeah.
and say, "Dude, why do you have so many guitars?" man?" I'm like, "What are you talking about, man? You can never have too many guitars, you know?"
there you go. Yeah.
Right.
But so I would say probably a guitar is probably the most precious.
That's
thing.
cool, man.
Speaking, I brought you a little something.
Me,
Yeah.
I'm getting a gift here.
Because I know how I didn't tell you this. Like you said, no agenda, right?
Yeah.
Maybe I shouldn't have. There it is.
What is it?
Because I do a podcast too,
Oh, right on, dude.
and I know how difficult it can be. So
What's
I brought you a little something.
Oh my god.
It's art.
I love it, man. Just something.
It's a little something.
Who made this? It's
Um,
just something you found?
No. A girl in Colombia made it. I have I don't want to tell you too much about it because it's art. I don't want to take away the mystique.
Okay.
I like to watch some people try to open it, and
this is gonna stay here. So like
a little something.
Oh, right. It could be anything.
Yeah, because it says something on it.
Something, man. Anything can be referred to as something. But you know, it's like the way that the human brain works. You know, we have to like label and name things as a way of comprehending our surroundings. Like, what if like people didn't have names? Like, what if you and I didn't have names and you were just like person number?
Now it sounds like an Ayn Rand novel.
Wait, which was novel?
Like a Fountainhead or
Oh, I've heard of that book.
Yeah.
I've never read it though. Yeah.
What?
I'm getting existential here.
Yeah, no, that's cool.
Yeah. So what would you say?
That's the one I was thinking of. Anthem.
What would you say is your I mean, besides, you know, your really close friend from 3 years ago not responding to your message, what would you say is your greatest struggle today?
Financially.
Yeah, this city can be tough.
But I'm pretty lucky. I have a really good place with really good rent, and as poor as I am, I still like. Is it
stabilized?
Give. Yes.
Oh, great!
And I've been there for 6 years now.
Good for you, man.
My friend in South Carolina, I didn't really know it, but I think I told him I'd give him a shout out. Hi, Joe. But I don't really know much about the situation, but apparently he was facing either eviction or was homeless. I don't really know. I thought he was okay, but I told him he could come and stay with me. So for the last maybe like 5 or 6 weeks, I've had a house guest.
I don't know, dude.
So I'm just saying, as broke as I am, now we're both broke together.
I get that. I have a friend who's actually staying with me for one more week. He's in the process of transitioning over to 13th Street. Now? Yeah, right now. He's actually... Is he there he actually, the bed is up there, see?
Oh, that's so cool.
It's like a loft.
Yeah, so, I was wondering when I saw the records up there.
Right. So he's sleeping up there right now. I'm sleeping in the bed, but you know, I try to help out my friends when I can because you know, I know that sometimes it can be tough, and you know, especially in this part of the neighborhood.
Sure.
It's like,
how did you get the CDs to? Are they like wedged?
Well, some of them started falling off, but I got duct tape on the back, so it kind of holds them still, but I need to fix them because it used to be the entire wall, but then they started kind of falling off. So
you have so much music, I'm not even aware of what it. I mean, I see that's Kraftwerk, right?
Kraftwerk, right.
That's a Deer Hunter.
Deer Hoof.
Oh, and Blur. I got I'm gonna go see Blur.
Me too.
Get out.
Yeah, dude. So I just went on Craigslist literally 2 days ago.
I just got a ticket yesterday.
Great. Some guy is selling general admission for face value. So
how much was face?
$85.
That's amazing though, because you're on the floor.
Exactly, but I really want to see them.
Have you seen them?
No, not yet.
Oh my god.
So he just he literally like a half an hour ago he texted me to say let's meet up on Monday and you know meet Midtown or whatever and we'll do the exchange. So and I just like took the day off October 23rd. Yeah. You know, off of work so I can
What do you do for your day job?
I'm just in the restaurant industry, so I just do I'm you know waiting tables and you know work. You had
alluded to that before when you said if you had known then what you know now. You said you would wait tables and save up.
Oh right, exactly. When I was 18, right? When I was 18, I was working at a music venue. This place called First Avenue. Mm-hmm. It's where Prince made the film Purple Rain.
Minneapolis.
Yeah, Minneapolis. Right.
Holy shit.
Yeah, middle of nowhere.
That's awesome.
Right.
There's a Prince tribute show at Brooklyn Bowl.
Oh, really?
For Halloween, yeah.
Cool. Questlove does like
Dirty
DJ
Mind
gigs
in its
there
entirety.
too, I think.
Yeah,
right?
I was there on Thursday. Questlove does it on Thursdays.
Sweet.
And I was actually disappointed because I thought Questlove was going to be there.
But he wasn't?
The Roots were doing Summer Stage. So.
Oh, I see. Gotcha.
I was
so
there
for
a different function. Yeah.
So you'll have to go back there again next time.
Yeah.
Have you ever?
Really cool.
Did you ever see the Roots?
I saw the Roots at Purchase.
Oh, right on.
And then I saw the Roots again at Woodstock 99.
No shit, they were around. Yeah, they were around.
Yes, I saw.
Wait, what was Woodstock 99 like? I always wonder about that. I heard it was a fucking disaster.
Right, people like to say that because of the way the media put a spin on it, and you know, being all
media,
whatever. Right. I don't want to go too far down that rabbit hole, but yeah, it was awesome. But yeah, during some bands that probably shouldn't have been there, or some bands that probably should have never even existed, like Limp Bizkit and Fred Durst, who I met, that fucking douchebag.
Oh yeah,
yes.
How? Tell me about.
He's just in it. I have a it's a very long-winded story about him, but I mean, That's when all the shit went down. Limp Bizkit has a song called Break Stuff.
Right.
They play Break Stuff. People started punching people in the face. People started throwing glass bottles at each other. This was before you go to a venue and they like take the cap off and pour it in a cup. They were, this was, the awareness wasn't there yet. So people were getting hurt. There was glass being thrown and girls got raped during the Limp Bizkit set. During the Limp Bizkit set. And then the very last band of the very last night was the Red Hot Chili Peppers. And they decided to do an encore with Jimi Hendrix Fire. And people had set bonfires. And honestly, I was one of them. We were, honestly, revolting. Because the thing was, it was 3 days at Griffiths Air Force Base. And they had advertised that you can get a parking, you can get a camping ground, all this stuff. And you'd have a band and you can go in and out. So we made bad time driving up there. I went with a group of friends from high school. So we had planned on going up there, getting our camp spot, then we had, this was back in the days of MapQuest, Right. We had to print out the directions. Right. We had MapQuested it from the Air Force Base to the nearest supermarket, which was a Wegmans or something.
Sure.
To go buy like sandwiches and cold cuts. That was our plan. Because they didn't say anything about, they didn't have, like nowadays it'll say, no bottles, no umbrellas, no food, you know what I mean? No reentry.
Right.
But back then, none of this had been
These
cleared.
are like the first music festivals,
I guess. No, it was 1999.
Well, there was obviously Woodstock and stuff like that.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, they were very vague about it.
There's a music festival in every like 2 mile fucking radius.
But they never work well in New York. And this one was a disaster. And lo and behold, once you were in, they locked you in. So we got there, and there was no reentry. And we're like, come on, it didn't specify that. And they're like, I'm sorry, if you leave, you can't get back in. We're like, but that makes no sense. We have our tickets, we have our wristbands.
Right.
We tried to like give ID, but I think we even tried to bribe them because we had no food. And this is the thing. This was 1999. It was $4 for a bottle of Poland Spring water. It was
I heard about that.
$9 for a hamburger. If you wanted a slice of cheese on it, it was $10. And if you were vegan or vegetarian, as one of my friends was, it was even more expensive. It was like pancakes. You get like 3 pancakes. It was $12. So, and we're all like high school students. So we didn't have that money.
Right.
So we were basically like out there starving. Kids are out there doing drugs, and it was rough. So by the end of the
last day, right?
So the last day when the Chili Peppers are there, and we had become friends with people, people who had tents up for peaceful things and protesting things. But we also became friends with the anarchists. There was a lot of anarchy groups there, and then by the end, it was just this perfect storm of everyone fucking fed up of being locked in there for 3 days. And the Red Hot Chili Peppers played Fire. And everyone set shit on fire, and it was like, you ever see the John Cameron movie Terminator 2?
No, I haven't seen. Well, a long time ago.
It was like Terminator 2. That's what it felt like. It was like kids would jump out of the vendor trucks, people would break into the trucks and stuff, and literally be like jumping out with cases of Poland Spring.
Right.
People were just looting and giving it to everyone.
Right.
Because we were just like, fuck this. And people were making minimum wage, so they ran away. They abandoned their posts. So people just raided the merch booths. People raided the, and literally I'm not making this up. I saw a kid jump out of one of the food trucks, and someone had set like the propane tanks on fire. So this kid jumped out of the truck as it exploded. And I'm there, watching this. That's what I'm saying. It felt like the set of a movie. I'll never forget that, the feeling of an explosion like that. The way, because I've never been in war, like some of my friends have served. I know nothing of that world, but this is the closest thing I have. Was just this truck exploding near me. I'm thinking
Red
I'm
Hot
going to
Chili
get
Peppers.
Yeah, well, this was after. This was after the Chili Peppers.
No, they're still rocking out as the whole fucking place is blowing up.
I should have gone along with it. It would make the story better. But no, this was right after.
I get it.
Because after I think they actually cut their set short. I think maybe the organizers kicked them off because it was getting too out of hand with people setting shit on fire, and that made people even angrier,
Right.
So, but yeah,
rightfully so.
Yeah.
It sounds like there was a lot of bullshit that culminated up to that moment. And
do you hear how much fun I had? You can hear in my enthusiasm.
I do.
So you said it was a disaster.
I totally see why media would say a bunch of
course.
hoodlums came in and fucked it up for everyone. No, that's kind of true.
It was a cause and effect.
Sure,
definitely. It was fun.
Sounds
it was
like
one
a good
of the
experience, man.
For me, yeah. I mean, I got scared that I was going to get part of a food truck shrapnel stuck in my eye or something. But
you survived to tell the tale.
It was amazing. It was, and I saw like I said, I saw the Roots, I saw Mike Ness, I saw Prodigy, I saw Metallica, I saw the Chemical Brothers.
Sure.
I saw Sugar Ray.
Was Moby there too? He was probably.
I don't know if Moby was there, but I've seen him a million times.
Yeah.
But I don't think I saw him there.
Gotcha.
So many artists I saw there.
Fred Durst's a dick though.
He is a dick. Yeah.
No kidding.
Oh, come on, did you not know?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I haven't met the guy in real life. Maybe he's.
I met him in real life. He called me a faggot.
Really?
And I was also wearing I didn't even want to tell this story. I was wearing a soccer jersey that said Placebo. Placebo is one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, they're great. The Trio, right? Yeah.
I happened to be...
Brian Molko was the guy's name, I think. Yeah.
Brian Molko, right. And it was one of their first U.S. shows, first album. The MTV used to do these... MTV2 used to do these $2 bill shows.
Oh, I love those. Right.
So it was at Irving Plaza, and it was Placebo, some other crappy bands, and Kid Rock. Weird juxtaposition.
Right.
And this was when Kid Rock still had the... Pardon my language. I don't know what you're supposed to call little people.
Okay, right.
Was his name Joe C?
Yeah. Right. The hype man.
Right. So he came out mid set on a white donkey, covered in Christmas lights.
Oh my God!
They had like this trail of Christmas lights. So Kid Rock's singing or rapping or whatever. Yeah, and then this little person goes out on a donkey at Irving Plaza. It was mind blowing. It was a great show. Right. But like I said, Placebo was the opening act. And Brian Molko came out in a dress. And he came, he's got that nasal voice. And he's like, "We're Placebo. We're three eager cocks and one in a frock." That's how he introduced the band. And immediately the Kid Rock fans and Fred Durst in the VIP, start booing them. Fred Durst came out to MC and introduced Kid Rock, who was the encore, the headliner.
Like the headliner or whatever.
And literally, instead of introducing Kid Rock, he goes... "Let's hear it for fucking those faggots, Placebo. One fucking good song. Boo, fuck Placebo." Like, took it upon himself to decide, like, really weird. Like, my friends were there to see Placebo, and we thought they were amazing. So now, fast forward a few months later, I'm at Irving Plaza again. I'm wearing the Placebo jersey. Shit you not, I'm in the lobby, and who walks in the main door? Fred Durst.
No way.
He makes eye contact with me, calls me a faggot.
He sees the shirt?
Sees the shirt, and his face drops. He gets mad just seeing the name Placebo on my shirt. And then I can't remember what band it was. It was like Junkyard or Junkman or something. They were playing with Buck Cherry.
Okay.
So Fred Durst was just in the VIP. And he literally got up on stage again for no reason and made everyone in Irving's Plaza start chanting, "Fuck Placebo, fuck Placebo." And I was scared for my life. I was like hiding my shirt because I'm like, what? They weren't even on the bill that night.
No, he just saw your shirt.
He saw my shirt, and it was so mad.
What a bully.
Total bully. Yeah.
What the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
That's not cool, man.
No, he's not cool.
Oh my God. And here I am, trying to give this guy a little bit of a leeway.
No.
But now that I've heard the story.
Man. No. And I'm not making
somebody should make a petition for all the fans going out to the next Limp Bizkit concert to wear Placebo shirts.
I don't think they're together anymore.
They are. They still do tours, yeah.
He's been married for 5 years.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, I just saw he was on TMZ recently with his wife. He has a beautiful wife.
Good riddance. I mean,
but good luck to him. Yeah, I think he's made some amends and apologies in the media.
Maybe.
He apologized for
people change.
Yeah.
I mean, look, there's
I don't hold grudges, but I'm gonna just say at the time I was scared for my life. Thanks, Fred Durst.
Well, again, you survived to tell the tale, man. You live a very rock and roll lifestyle, man. From what it sounds like.
Sometimes
you gotta, get a little dangerously.
Right. That's a good thing, right?
I think so. If everything's a little
there's smoke,
yeah. If everything's a little too safe, then it's just like there's no spontaneity. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You need at least for myself. Look, I mean, shit, dude. I mean, this is I'm doing my 8th job this year. I mean, I've had eight
Holy
fucking jobs in 1 year this year, and I'm just like.
Well, congratulations on your perseverance.
Well, thank you. I appreciate that.
For real. But I don't know if I could do that.
I just got a new gig 2 weeks ago, and I'm seeing them, and I'm already thinking about leaving it so I can find another gig. It's like a fucked up thing. It's like, do I really thirst for change that much that I'm willing to like potentially?
Probably not. You probably just have a modicum of self-respect. You're probably not.
I wouldn't do it.
Treated right.
Right.
Why else would you want to leave? Right? They must not be respecting you.
I just like new experiences, I guess.
Oh yeah. So you do
new
get
things,
the
new things.
What do you call it when your feet get Happy Feet.
Happy Feet, like penguins. That's the penguin movie.
It is
right?
a penguin
Happy
movie, yeah.
Feet.
Well, I think Happy Feet means when you want to dance, right? I don't
Oh
even
man,
know.
I can't do that.
Yeah, I
I'm way
can't
too
do it,
bashful. It's like
Yeah.
shit. It's like you can make me do anything, but dancing is still one of those things that I just like. I can't bring myself. I just look like a fool.
I want to take dancing lessons because I feel that I have the same insecurity.
Maybe I should too.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm talking about the style of dancing that's like a prominent, like when you go to
Like in a
clubs,
club, sure.
you know, like booty grinding and stuff
But
like
if you had any kind of foundation and any kind of dancing, even if it was like merengue or whatever, once you learn the basics, that translates to any style of
that
dance.
might be true.
Yeah, and then I think you wouldn't be bashful, and you could kind of just dance a little bit.
Dance a little bit, yeah.
Yeah. See, that I had this same thought, but I don't know. Like I have.
Do they have
X
booty
amount of-
grinding classes?
Probably twerk.
Only in
twerk
New York
classes.
City, man.
They probably do.
Yeah, shit. Sign me up.
But yeah, like I said, it's just when you have a very limited funds, it's like dance classes is the last thing I'm gonna spend my money on.
So like, there's like one question that I asked for, or to everybody that comes in here. After this talk, if you were to go outside and you happen to run into your former self from 10 years ago.
Oh wow, okay.
You see him out on the street, right, from a distance. He's walking towards your distance, or he's walking towards your direction. You're walking towards him, and you could stop your former self to give him either a piece of advice or a word of wisdom. What would you tell your former self from 10 years ago?
Just to not be afraid. Just keep going and not be afraid.
Yeah.
Pour your heart into it. I think a lot of times I would stop myself from my own potential because I was afraid.
You're your own worst enemy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I get that, man.
Yeah.
That's cool, dude. Do you have any closing words, man? How do you feel?
I feel great. And honestly, before we started talking on the microphones, I told you that we have a third record coming out. And
Sure.
it's the first record we're doing. We're doing a double vinyl, like 180 gram.
What's
gatefold.
Oh, right on. What label?
We don't have a label. We're doing it ourselves.
Doing it yourself. That's ballsy,
We're gonna
man.
put a Kickstarter.
What's the
up.
album called?
It's called The King Crawls.
King Crawls.
I wanted to tell you that I want to give you a copy because it would look great up there.
Oh fuck yeah, totally.
I mean,
I'd be ecstatic.
We
man.
I have an artist in Jesus Christ, Pennsylvania who did the cover. So I mean, it looks beautiful.
You feel proud?
Really, it's the best thing we've ever done. Yeah, super proud.
Sure. So you can like listen to it as a fan.
Yeah.
And
Oh
be
yeah.
like-
You saw me downstairs with my headphones, my earplugs, and I was listening to new mixes. We're going back into the studio tomorrow night. I'm spending all my money on this lately.
God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good feeling, right? When
Yeah,
you're
it's a
like,
great feeling.
investing yourself into like something you believe in.
And
so
when
much.
you're not doing it alone, when you have other people who
Right.
also believe in
It's
it,
a
other people
teamwork.
calling you, but even people who aren't even in the band just calling you and being like, "This is the record. The mixes I heard sound
right.
amazing." You know, when
See, now
you're
I'm getting
the
excited for it.
right, you get the support.
Yeah.
That's the best feeling in the world.
Infectious, man.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. I wish I could have explained that to my 24-year-old self.
Yeah. But
Because
the thing is, you know
I
what?
don't think the 24-year-old in me believed that could ever
Well,
happen.
yeah. I mean,
without a label.
I get that. I totally get that. But the most important thing is, regardless of age, you're doing it now.
Yeah.
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 Dude, good for you, man.
Thank you.
Thanks for coming over, buddy.
Thank you so
Good
much.
talk, buddy. Thanks.